Dear diarrhea, diary full of shit. Just play along with me, myself, and I. No one else here. Y'all, I'm so legit. Just got a check in the mail for the people of Colorado versus me. Apparently, I was overpaying, which, I think I remember him saying something about that. But so they're not refunding me any money. Well, they're refunding money that I overpaid. I paid, all my stuff, but because those classes aren't free, they're not only mandatory. You have to pay for them. Classes, drug tests, the interlock, the monthly subscription, and of course it costs to have it installed and uninstalled. Every 2 months, like I said, you got to go get it recalibrated. 20 bucks here, 30 bucks there, 58 bucks here, 65 bucks there, I guess that's why they say that billboard that says you just blew $10,000. That's about what it cost if you add it all up. I don't think it quite cost me that much. I didn't add it all up, in case you were wondering. But anyway, and any reading material that you got to go through, the booklets that you work through, got to pay for those. The MAD panel class, you just got to take one of those. I forget how much that was. I want to say like 45 bucks or something like that. Hell, I don't know. But that was a one and done. They give you a little certificate, No, just to prove that you whatnot. I'm going to keep it, obviously. I kept track of all that stuff. Some things I decided to throw away, like the receipts for my UAs because it's been long enough. I did, during, all that stuff, but now that I've been free and clear, for like 2 weeks, it's like, well, but anyway, so yeah, $1,000 and some change. So that was a pleasant surprise. I got that in the mail, and it said, blah blah blah, court, and in the little window, it looked like a check. How checks kind of have that unique look to them, with like the watermarks and stuff, and the design, so they're hard to, duplicate, phony up, forge. And I opened it and saw that it wasn't, a check for, 50 bucks or whatever, it was 1,000. Okay. That's all I had to say, baby. Hey, hey, yay, yay. It's just so sad and alone. Plotting my revenge on the world. I fucking hate everybody. I wish I had someone to love. Gosh, if I wasn't a troll, and I did shit like that, and this wasn't all fucking bullshit, I'd probably be, talking, FaceTiming with my future wife, sweet, sweet boo thing, Katie Boo. But anyway, yep, we would have made one hell of a team. Because she's at the 11th hour, she wants to get married. I'm assuming wants to have kids. All her friends and family, well, friends at least. Well, I don't know about Fatty McFatfuck. I don't think she could have a kid because she's got too much blubber in, like inside of her. I suppose she could, but she would just look really weird. So, and like I said, Katie Boo, I mean, she might want to check with a doctor. I'm only halfway joking about that, you know. Katie Boo, if you're listening in, I know you, well, I don't know you from nothing, and you're probably not a Seeker fan and whatever, but you might want to check with your doctor, you know, or gynecologist or whoever, you know, say, you know, there's always a chance I might find someone, you know, and marry me up and give me my day, you know. Not that that's a huge thing, you know, the day, the wedding gown, you know, but I think you probably want one of those. You don't want it to be like low key, you know. A wedding where everybody's just wearing t-shirt and jeans, you know, on the side of a mountain. Or perhaps his own private volcano. The Greed. Anyway. Yeah, Mrs. Butthead. Are you talking about her again? Yeah, I am. Got nothing else for her to talk about. She's still got the same last name, though. I guess she figures, fuck it. Plus, she probably just wants to kind of keep that just kind of a separate deal, you know, like whatever. So, and I don't see a lot of pictures of them together. It's all, she doesn't post a lot of pictures, but it's pretty much either just her or a selfie. And I watched a video from Mr. Longhead a couple days ago, saying, you know, if a bitch is about you, she gonna make damn, you know. And I don't know if she's a Seeker fan, and this is just weird and shit, but you know, maybe she will now, you know, or whatever. But I could picture her licking the side of his face or something, you know, nuzzled up against him like a dog. But anyway, she's posted a few of them together. It's like well, yeah, the selfie, yeah, it was, and again, this sounds weird, but you know, hey, the rules get applied to me, but they don't apply to me. You're talking, you're weird, man. You're talking. What do you like? I'm sitting. No, just talking, just whatever. So, you either know that or you don't. You either believe me or you don't. I told that to my boss the other day. I'm all, I got an uncle who was a pro bull rider because it had come up because we were making some material for and he kind of laughed. He kind of like he turned away, like, God damn, this guy's so full of shit. And it's like, why is that so off the wall? He was a fucking professional bull rider. You know, had a working cattle ranch. What the hell? You know, I don't know. I should have called him on it, like, you know, polite, of course. Why are you laughing at that? Yeah, he was a real cowboy. So, like I said, cowboy hat, sunglasses, and a toothpick in the corner of his mouth. That was pretty much his standard attire, even indoors. Just messing. But anyway. And then, like I said, the one that I ran with, he wasn't my uncle by blood. He was just a scrappy, wiry dude. You know, he wore a ball cap, you know, and all that. I'm not going to get into that. So, whatever. But yeah, I was talking about Mrs. Butthead, and I finished my thought on that. Yeah, they were out at dinner or whatever. Like, how the hell are they going to get home? Who's the designated driver? You pop a fucking peppermint candy, man, you're blowing hot. So, learn that through DUI life. No, not, well, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Get pulled over some checkpoint. Plus the weed, he can probably just drink and his blood alcohol stays the same because he's the motherfucking weed. So anyway, yeah, side of a mountain, marriage. What else? What else was there? Yeah, pictures. Who's taking the pictures? So anyway, she's on the list. She's still on the list. So when you see the belly, is she going to be off the list? Probably. Well, because then I know, you know, it's like, okay, she made it, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. You know, it's like right now, it's like, oh, okay, all right. It's about that time. Been doing the newlywed thing, you know, like I said in another audio presentation, you know, they're probably thinking about that, you know, realistically. Like, I gotta stop talking about that dumb broad. Yeah, maybe she's not so dumb. IQ wise, she's probably pretty low horsepower, but you know, broads don't really have to, you know, perform in life. They don't. But anyway, I guess that's all I wanted to say. 10 and a half minutes in. Yeah. Thank you for giving my money back. I wouldn't have expected that, actually. I would have expected them to just keep it. You know, like, oh, by the way, you're going to overpay. We're going to err on the side of, you know, safety in our favor. I actually am truly surprised that I got that money back. So, yeah. Sweet, sweet Katie Boo. Some visible panty line wouldn't hurt my feelings. Maybe a point of view. Yeah. Could you imagine that? Cindy, your dog, you know, finding a snake. All that shit. I have an old video of my aunt's dog, the red heeler. She found a snake, somehow managed to shake it, and it tied itself in a knot. I don't know. I still got it, so if somebody wants to watch it. Anyway.